Hey, beautiful people. It's the holiday, so, I had some extra time on my hands. I hope that you had a great weekend for this long weekend. And I'm going to talk about President Donald Trump. You see what I'm doing? Feel free to hit that like on the way in. And, everything I share is for educational and fair use purposes only. So we can talk about it. And let's see if I can play the video. What's good, Chakra King Black? Happy Monday. Okay, let me know if y'all can hear it. Power tricks. Yeah, I'm hoping to do a regular stream later tonight. I just don't know what to talk about anymore. Okay, let me see if I can do this. Trinagal. Oh, you changed your name. Hey, girl. Hey, love. Hang on for a second, you guys. Let's go.
The American President Donald Trump to join the peace lovers leaders.
I share nonpartisan news here. Okay.
Who advocate for peace in the world.
Hold on. Can y'all hear it? Okay. Can you hear it? I can't see you guys anymore, so I don't know.
And I would like to express our profound appreciation to Your Excellency at this critical circumstance reflected in your proposed plan for ending this tragic war during which humanity incurred significant losses. I would like to thank our partners in the United States, Turkey and Qatar for their dedicated efforts, and I reiterate our support and aspiration to the execution of this plan, creating the essential political horizon for the implementation of the two-state solution, for it is the only pathway to the fulfillment of the legitimate ambition of both Palestinian and Israeli people, turning over the conflict page and safely live. Excellency President, you have demonstrated that genuine leadership doesn't mean war waging, rather the ability to bring it to a halt. We trust your leadership that is capable to carry out the current deal and to execute your entire stated plan. Excellency President, let Gaza war be the last of wars in the Middle East. Majesties, Excellencies, and Highnesses, Egypt launched peace trajectory in the Middle East nearly half a century ago. May God shower him with his mercy.
Sorry, guys.
That security is not only realized by military force. Today, Egypt along with its sisterly Arab and Islamic states reiterate that peace remains our strategic option. Experience showed over the past decades that this option cannot be founded except through just and equal rights. Based on this, and if the whole regional populations have always been relishing the right to their independent nations, the Palestinian people is not an exception. They too have the right to self-determination and to aspire for a future where war doesn't loom over. Own the right to enjoy freedom and to live in their independent state, a state that lives side by side with Israel in peace, security, and mutual recognition. Peace is not only crafted by governments, but also built by peoples when they realize that yesterday's rivals could be tomorrow's partners. I avail this opportunity to appeal to the Israeli people. I say, let us turn this historic moment into a new beginning of justice and peaceful coexistence prevalent life. Allow us to look forward together to a better future for the sons of our nations. Together, stretch out our hands for our cooperation towards a just and durable peace for the entire regional populations. Excellency President Trump, let us pause at the scenes of overwhelming relief and happiness whether down the streets in Gaza or in Israel alike, or in the entire world, after reaching the war-ending agreement. Thanks to your wise initiative, it is another evidence to the people's action is peace. We value as well your interest in resuming life in Gaza. Egypt will work with the United States and in coordination with all partners during the forthcoming days to lay down the common ground for proceeding towards the strip reconstruction without delay. In this context, we are willing to host early recovery, reconstruction, and development conference.
I don't know what happened. Let me fast forward that.
A Middle East that is invincible to terrorism and radicalization. A Middle East free from mass destructive weapons. This is the very new Middle East that Egypt envisions to be embedded in collaboration with regional and international partners. Today's agreement paves the way for that, and it should be cemented and implemented in all its stages, and to reach the implementation of the two-state solution, ensuring our joint vision, exemplifying coexistence among the regional populations, and even exemplifying integration among all its states. Honorable attendees, before I conclude my speech, and in appreciation to President Donald Trump's efforts, I would like to declare before the August attendees Egypt's agreed to decorate His Excellency with the Order of the Nile, the highest state honor among the Egyptian decorations. It is awarded to heads of states and to those who render great services to humankind. Thank you all. Now I invite the honorable guest to deliver his speech. Excellency President Trump, kindly proceed. The floor is yours.
Well, thank you very much, and that was a great honor. I appreciate it very much, Mr. President, Mr. General, Mr. President, great General, great President. Thank you very much. This is the day that people across the region and around the world have been working, striving, hoping, and praying for. They have done things over the last month that I think were really unthinkable. Nobody thought this could happen. With the historic agreement we've just signed, those prayers of millions have finally been answered. As you know, the hostages have been returned, and further work goes on having to do with the, sadly to say, bodies. Yeah. Together we've achieved what everybody said was impossible. At long last, we have peace in the Middle East, and it's a very simple expression, peace in the Middle East, and we've heard it for many years, but nobody thought it could ever get there, and now we're there. I want to congratulate everybody sitting in these first few rows and standing behind me. I don't know why they chose to stand, but I promise I'll make it short, okay? We are not going to keep you standing for long. These are great leaders. After years of suffering and bloodshed, the war in Gaza is over. Humanitarian aid is now pouring in, including hundreds of truckloads of food, medical equipment, and other supplies, much of it paid for by people in this room. Civilians are returning to their homes. The hostages are reuniting. I mean, it's beautiful. I'm just watching it backstage. The level of love and sorrow, I've never seen anything like it. It's amazing when you see they haven't seen their mother, their father. They haven't seen them in such a long time, and they lived in a tunnel, very deep, and the level of love is just incredible. It's a beautiful thing to see. In one sense, it's so horrible that it could have taken place, but in another sense, it's so beautiful to see a new and beautiful day is rising, and now the rebuilding begins. The rebuilding is maybe going to be the easiest part. I think we've done a lot of the hardest part, because the rest comes together. We all know how to rebuild, and we know how to build better than anybody in the world. I want to express my tremendous gratitude to the Arab and Muslim nations who helped make this incredible breakthrough possible. And you really did. To President Sisi of Egypt, who is so generously hosting us today. And I want to thank you for the outstanding job your country is doing in so many different ways and for helping us so much with this peace agreement. I also want to thank the President for the escort of 6 fighter jets. Oh, we looked out the window, we said, I hope they're friendly, and they turned out to be very friendly. But we had 3 on each side, and they are beauties right out of the great, really American manufacturing hub. We make the greatest military equipment in the world. We have the strongest military in the world by far. And I knew exactly what those planes were, and I knew exactly how much you paid for those planes too. You paid a lot, but you got a pretty good deal. And they are great planes, and we just appreciate it. That was quite an escort in. It was very impressive. But Air Force One was really, it was covered with Egyptian desert just a few months ago. If you think about it, just a few months ago it was Egyptian desert, and now it was just a few feet off our window. And it was a spectacular sight, and I appreciate it very much. Really, that was pretty good. You got our people by surprise. I don't know if they were thrilled right at the beginning, but they were thrilled as we sailed along very, very calmly and safely. And I'm deeply honored to receive from you, Egypt's highest state honor, the Order of the Nile. The Nile is so beautiful, so magnificent. It's such a beautiful title, the Order of the Nile. Thank you very much, Mr. President. Great honor. I also want to give a very special thanks to the Emir of Qatar, a man who's outstanding. He's been a friend of mine for a long time, long before politics, and he's a fantastically respected man. His Highness Sheikh Tamim is respected by everybody. He's respected by everybody and in the most positive way, not only because of power, because of his heart. He's got a tremendous heart, and he's a great leader, and his country loves him. Thank you very much for being here. It's an honor. Let me also express our condolences to the Qataris on the tragic car crash that claimed the lives of your cherished diplomats, some of whom were known by our people, and they were supposed to be incredible people. So please extend our sorrow and best wishes. That was tough. That was really tough. On this extraordinary occasion, I also want to give our sincere thanks to President Erdogan of Turkey. He's always there when I need him. He's such a tough guy. He is tough as you can be, but we love him. And when they have a problem with you, they always call me to handle it. And usually I come through. We just have a good relationship, and we have from the beginning. And so I want to thank you very much and say hello to your wife, your beautiful wife. And it's great to be with you. Always there. When I need him, he's always there. Thank you very much, Mr. President. And I also want to thank, I just spoke to him on the phone, His Royal Highness Crown Prince Mohammed, Saudi Arabia, a special friend of mine. Boy, he's come so long and so far, and he's doing a fantastic job for his country. And I want to just thank him. And, His Highness Sheikh Mohammed of the United Arab Emirates is here. Where? He's here someplace. Well, thank you very much, King Abdul of Jordan. He's here. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. And you really have been a great help, and we appreciate it.
Sorry, guys, we're trying to get to the heart of his speech.
So thank you very much.
Oh, shoot. I went too
Prime
far.
Minister Sharif of Pakistan. And also, I have to say, my favorite field marshal from Pakistan, who's not here, but the Prime Minister is here, and you're going to give his regards. Where are you? Thank you very much. Do you want to say what you said to me the other day? Would you like to say what you said? I think it was so nice. Please.
Stop.
Thank you very much, my dear President Trump, my dear brother President Fadil Sisi of Egypt, Majesties, Highnesses, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum, and a very good evening. Well, I would say today is one of the greatest days in contemporary history because peace has been achieved after untiring efforts. Efforts led by President Trump, who is genuinely a man of peace, who has relentlessly and untiringly worked throughout these months, day in and day out, to make this world a place to live with peace and prosperity. I would say that Pakistan had nominated President Donald Trump for Nobel Peace Prize for his outstanding, extraordinary contributions to first stop war between India and Pakistan and then achieve ceasefire along with his very wonderful team. And today, again, I would like to nominate this great president for Nobel Peace Prize because I genuinely feel that he is the most genuine and most wonderful candidate for Peace Prize because he has brought not only peace in South Asia, saved millions of people, their lives, and today here in Sharm el-Sheikh, achieving peace in Gaza is saving millions of lives in the Middle East. Mr. President, I would like to salute you for your exemplary leadership, visionary leadership, and I think that you're the man this world needed most at this point in time. World would always remember you as a man who did everything, went out of the way to stop 7 and today 8 wars. I would like to thank my very dear brother, Sheikh Tamim. He's Akhal Shakik, who has really worked very hard along with others to achieve peace in this region. My very dear brother, President Tayyip Erdogan, His Majesty, King Abdullah, and of course my very dear brother, Mohammed bin Zayed of UAE, and of course my very dear brother, Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia. And he has also been very, very helpful and contributed very valuably in this wonderful peace process. Ladies and gentlemen, I wouldn't want to take more of your time. Suffice to say, had it not been for this gentleman, not only, who knows, India and Pakistan are both nuclear powers. Had he not intervened along with his wonderful team, during those 4 days, the war could have escalated to a level. Who would have lived to tell what happened? And similarly, here in this part of the world, in the Middle East, Mr. President, your valuable contribution along with President Sisi, I think history will remember in golden words. I wouldn't say more except God bless you, God give you long life to serve like this for all time to come. Thank you very much.
That was they're so grateful and appreciative. Ah, it's a big day.
Very kind.
So they released all 20 hostages.
Wow, I didn't expect that.
For the 20?
Let's go home. There's nothing more I have to say. Goodbye, everybody. That was really beautiful and beautifully delivered. Wow, thank you very much. Also with us is President Prabowo, a very incredible man of Indonesia. President, come in. Great President Abbas of the Palestinian Authority. See, we have them all. We have them all. Good, great. It's good to have you. And so many others. I really have a list here. This first 3 rows and what's standing behind me, I don't know why they chose to stand, but that's there. They're going to be very famous tomorrow also. We have the Arab League is represented by His Excellency, and thank you very much for being here. Thank you very much. We have Armenia, and Azerbaijan. That's a little war that we stopped. That's a little war. There they are. Look at them. They're sitting. When I met with them, it was in the Oval Office. They fought for like 31 years or some crazy number. And they had one sitting on that side of the Oval Office, one sitting. By the time we finished in 1 hour, they were both hugging each other. And now they're friends and they're getting along great. Look at it. So I want to thank you both. That's incredible. Really incredible. So you have Armenia and you have Bahrain, you have Canada. It's so great to have, in fact, the president called and he wanted to know if it's worthwhile. He knew exactly what it was. He knew the importance. Where's Canada, by the way? Where are you? Where are you? He knew the importance of this. He said, I want to be there. So many people have done that. They called. I mean, they heard about it. And these are not people that can do that very easily. They have pretty big schedules, to put it in mind. The most powerful people. And I appreciate you being here very much, Mr. President. Fantastic. Fantastic. And Cyprus, Egypt, the European Union, it's a lot of countries. France, thank you very much, Emmanuel. I would imagine Emmanuel standing someplace behind you. Where is he? I can't believe it. You're taking a low-key approach today. He's my friend. That's great. Good job. Thank you very much, Emmanuel. Germany, the new Chancellor of Germany he's easy to spot because he's very tall and he's very smart and he's doing a fantastic job for his country. Appreciate it very much. And congratulations, a big election. That was a big one. That was going to change things. Greece, we have Greece. We have Hungary. Oh, Victor, where is Victor? Victor. We love Victor. Victor, I call him. When I put the little accent on it, you are fantastic. All right. I know a lot of people don't agree with me, but I'm the only one that matters. You are fantastic. He's a great leader. I endorsed him the last election he had, and he won by 28 points. So you're going to do even better this time. You have another election, and you're going to do great, and we appreciate it. And we're behind you 100%. That's Hungary. Yeah. India is a great country with a very good friend of mine at the top, and he's just done a fantastic job. And I think that Pakistan and India are going to live very nicely together, right? That's not a very good. They are. And the two great, I'd say, leaders, great leaders, as far as I'm concerned. Indonesia, we covered, and I just want to say that that's a big country, a powerful country. It does unbelievably well, and it's great to have you. Iraq, we have Iraq with lots of oil. They have so much oil, they don't know what to do with it. That's a big problem when you have so much, you have no idea what to do with it. So thank you very much. Thank you very much. Italy, we have a young woman who's, I'm not allowed to say it because usually it's the end of your political career if you say it. She's a beautiful young woman. Now, if you use the word beautiful in the United States about a woman, that's the end of your political career. But I'll take my chances. Where is she? There she is. You don't mind being called beautiful, right? Because you are. Thank you very much for coming. We appreciate it. She wanted to be here, and she's incredible, and they really respect her in Italy. She's a very successful politician. We have Norway. Oh, Norway. Norway. What happened, Norway? What happened? Where's Norway? Where is he? We have Johnny. We're going to the World Cup. I can tell you that. Where's Norway? I don't think he wants to stand. Oh, he's back there. We have no Oman. Again, we have Paraguay. We have really fantastic representative from Saudi Arabia. Thank you very much. I'll tell you what, and this time we'll get you the best seat. He always gets the best seat. He deserves the best seat. But what a great place it is. Spain. Who's Spain? Are you guys working on him with respect to the GDP? We'll get close. We'll get close. But fantastic job you're doing. And UAE, which is great. United Kingdom. Where's United Kingdom? Where's our friend? Where? These people all came in like 20-minute notice. And I think it's fantastic. And we have so many others, and just so many others. And it's such a compliment to what we're doing, because what we've done is something very unique and very special. So it's perhaps the wealthiest and most powerful group of nations ever assembled at one time, which is a big thing. We have achieved together in recent days a change that really is historic, and it's going to be remembered forever. And I want to thank the American team for their amazing work, and I want to thank, I think he'll go down as the greatest Secretary of State in the history of our country. I really believe that, Marco. I wouldn't say it. Marco Rubio, I wouldn't say it. Oh, maybe I would. You're doing a great job. I'll tell you, he's on course to do it. We've done a lot of work in 9 months. We've done a lot of work. I say that, 1 year ago, a little more, but 1 year ago, America, the United States of America was a dead country. The king told me, and I used that, he said, sir, 1 year ago it was a dead country. Today you have the hottest country anywhere in the world, and it is. It's the hottest country. So many investors are here. We have over $17 trillion being invested in the United States, which is a record that nobody has ever beaten. I don't think anybody will. And we still have 4 months to go before it's a year. So in 8 months, we have over 17 trillion. We're actually very close to $18 trillion. There's never been, as an example, the previous administration had less than $1 trillion over 4 years. We're close to 18. We're close to breaking $18 trillion in 8 months. That's pretty amazing. No country's ever done that. I want to also thank Special Envoy Steve Witkoff and my son-in-law and a great guy, Jared Kushner. And I even have my daughter here, Ivanka. Ivanka, please stand up. Ivanka's here. Wow. Thank you. Thank you, Ivanka. We have a great team, and we have, as you know, General Raisin Kane. We have John Radcliffe. We have Tom Barrack. We have really a lot of good talent. We have Pete Hegseth, who's now Department of War, as opposed to Department of Defense. We made a little change. Somehow I like the name better, so a lot of people. But the momentous breakthrough that we're here to celebrate tonight is more than the end of the war in Gaza. It's with God's help, it'll be the new beginning for an entire beautiful Middle East. From this moment forward, we can build a region that's strong and stable and prosperous and united in rejecting the path of terror once and for all. We want to get rid of the terror and get on to other things. There are many other things in life that is so good. The final sprint to this deal began less than 3 weeks ago on the sidelines of the United Nations in New York. I met with many of the people in this room, and it all just started coming together. I've known so many of you for so long. You're friends of mine. You're great people. I have a couple I don't like in particular, but I won't tell you who. I have actually a few of them I don't like at all, but you'll never find out who they are. Well, maybe you will, come to think of it. But I have most of you who I like a lot and I respect a lot. Maybe that's more important. We listened and we exchanged ideas and we kept pushing forward until the job was done. And the first steps to peace are always the hardest. And today we've taken them and we've put them all together and we've come up with this beautiful mix like nobody thought was possible. And as you know, I've just come from Israel. It was an amazing day to watch the hostages come in and to watch all of the other things and do all of the other things that we did. And like all of us here this evening, the Israeli people are overjoyed that the war has ended. Many of you have had dancing in the streets. They had dancing in the streets. And they've been dancing for weeks now once they heard about this and they heard that it was even a possibility. They're elated at the arrival of the hostages and excited to begin this new chapter for the entire region, and it's going to be that. And they are going to be great partners, and I hope everybody's going to join the Abraham Accord. I like to say the Avraham. I love Avraham. But somehow it doesn't sound as good when I say it as it does when some of my other friends say it who are from the region. But we're going to get a lot of people joining the Abraham Accords. We have the 4 great nations that did it early on, and they stayed with it. And then you had the Biden administration, which is the worst administration in the history of our country. And obviously, they did nothing on that and anything else. And so it stayed at 4. And now a lot of people, even today, they're talking about all joining up. So many people have talked to me about that, and it's going to be a great tribute to really the United States. I mean, the United States has worked very hard in the Middle East, so it would be a tribute to us and to Jared and to Steve and to all of the people, Marco, all of the people that have worked so hard on that. And it really is going to it's going to guarantee that it all stays together. You're going to do well, because the 4 nations do very well. I mean, they do extremely, as they're wealthy, but they're a lot wealthier because of it. So I hope everybody's now joining up. Now we have no excuses. We don't have a Gaza, and we don't have an Iran as an excuse. That was a good excuse, but we don't have that anymore. All the momentum now is toward a great, glorious, and lasting peace. And our commitment to fulfilling the 20-point plan we developed together will be the crucial foundation for achieving that future. It's being worked on right now as we speak, and we're actually in stage 3 and 4. It's not going to be, just divided down so simply. We can be long advanced on some of the things that we say we're going to do. We can take them out of order in a positive way, and we've shown how it can be done with responsible nations like the people in this room, these incredible people in this room, setting aside their differences, seeking common ground, and pursuing a better world for all of us. And that spirit's my dream, that we all get together and enjoy our life. And we're going to put some of you on the board of peace. Everybody wants to be on the board of peace. They said, would you be the chairman? I said, I'm pretty busy too. But whatever we can do to have peace in the Middle East, it's worth it. But everybody wants to go on the board of peace, so we're probably going to enlarge it. We're going to get, and the leaders, the top people, the top leaders, they want to be on the board of peace. A beautiful term. At first I wasn't sure, and then I realized how beautiful it is. And for the people of Gaza, the focus now must be on restoring the basics of a good life. We're going to have a lot of money coming into Gaza and a lot of rebuilding and building. It's not so much rebuilding, it's really building, cleaning up and building. I'm pleased to announce that numerous countries of great wealth and power and dignity have come forward to me just today and over the last week to say they want to help in the reconstruction of Gaza, putting up whatever money is necessary. And the money is, of course, it's a lot of money, but it's not much compared to the value or the wealth of these tremendous countries. And they are ensuring stability and success in the Middle East. So when you think about it, it's a very, very small amount of money is necessary, relatively speaking. And as those commitments are made, I'm going to let the world know who is doing it, because they really deserve great credit for doing it. And they're going to do something that's really monumental. This is a monumental day. This is a monumental moment in the history of the world beyond the Middle East. We've all agreed that supporting Gaza must be done to lift up the people themselves, but we don't want to fund anything having to do with bloodshed, hatred, or terror, as has happened in the past. And for the same reason, we're also agreed that Gaza's reconstruction requires that it be demilitarized and that a new, honest civilian police force must be allowed to create a safe condition for the people in Gaza. As I said earlier, I intend to be a partner in securing a better future. We're going to be working, you're going to be working with the United States, and we're going to make sure that the Middle East is going to be a safe and secure place. It's a very important place in the world. It means so much. There were so many people who said the Middle East, and this has been going for many, many decades. I've read it many times, that World War III will begin in the Middle East. East. It's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. There was a time that you would have thought it could have, but it's not going to happen. There won't be World War III, hopefully at all, but it's not going to start in the Middle East. We're not going to have a World War III if we're smart. There'll never be a World War III. Our work begins right here and right now. From ancient times, this region has been extraordinarily mixed with respect to people, culture, religions, all of the different elements of national characters, unlike maybe anywhere else on earth. And for 3,000 years, there's been conflict for whatever reason. There's been tremendous conflict, always conflict. But today, for the first time anyone can remember, we have a once-in-a-lifetime chance to put the old feuds and bitter hatreds behind us. And that's why so many people in this room, they didn't get along. Some did, some didn't, but they're getting along now. This has brought the people together. This is the first time the Middle East crisis has brought people together as opposed to driving them apart. And to declare that our future will not be ruled by the fights of the generations past, which is foolish. So together, let us continue in the spirit of cooperation and goodwill that has finally brought us to this incredible, historic breakthrough. If we do, together, we will reach the Middle East's incredible destiny, a safe and prosperous and beautiful crossroads of culture and commerce, faith in humanity and geographic center. This will be the geographic center of the world. So I just want to thank everybody for being here. I want to thank you all for what you've done and for this quick notice. It all came together just at one little period. It just came together. The greatest deals happen that way. You didn't do anything about deals. That's all I've done all my life is deals. The greatest deals just sort of happen. And that's what happened right here. And maybe this is going to be the greatest deal of them all, not just nation building, not just having to do with this or the political whims. This will be maybe the greatest deal of them all, period. And I want to thank all of you and all of these great nations and this region for what it's gone through and all of the fights it's had on life over death and hope over strife and harmony over hatred. That's what we want. We want it to be that way because together we're going to forge a magnificent, great, and enduring peace. I want to just end by saying God bless you all. God bless the Middle East. God bless your countries. And God bless you. Thank you very much, everybody.
That was awesome. God bless America, right? Mm-hmm. What do you guys think? It's so...
Thank you very much. So if we could ask the media to leave, and we're going to have a little conversation with all of these great leaders.
Okay, we don't need to hear more of that. Let me see if I can find something really quickly before I get out of here. No, it's not what I'm looking for. So all the bodies have been, bodies, oh my goodness. I want to see if you guys can see some of the, oh, there it is.
11:34 in the morning. President Trump has been invited to speak to the Knesset. He has been obviously very involved in the peace negotiations that have resulted in what you see on the banner at the bottom of your screen there. All 20 living hostages now confirmed to have been released by Hamas. Israel is releasing nearly 2,000 Palestinian prisoners in return. And there are the bodies of 28 hostages who died while in horrific conditions in Hamas captivity. Those bodies are going to be returned in the coming days, perhaps weeks, because it is not known where all of them are. If you're just joining us, you're looking at the Knesset. President Trump will be the fourth U.S. president to address the Knesset. He's also being given the Medal of Honor, the highest Israeli medal that can be given. He will be that will be bestowed on him today for his role in making this deal happen. Our chief national security correspondent, Jennifer Griffin, is in Tel Aviv. She joins us now live. Jennifer.
Thank you. John, in a moment here in Israel, we've just Hamas. The last 13 are in the hands of the Red Cross. They are making their way to the IDF checkpoint right now.
It was earlier,
IDF
Carl.
is still in 53% of the Gaza Strip. They had pulled back to that line, that ceasefire line, as part of the agreement. These last 13 hostages, some of whom had already been making phone calls and video phone calls with their parents and their spouses and their loved ones at the base in Raim from their Hamas captors' phones while they were waiting for the Red Cross. The Red Cross then went through medical checks. They identified all 13 of the Israeli hostages, and now we can report that that convoy is on its way to meet the IDF as we speak. All 20 will return to Israel shortly. We have seen preparations at the Raim base outside the military helicopters, which will bring the hostages to the 3 hospitals here in Tel Aviv that have been making preparations for the hostages, medical doctors, psychologists, care packages for the hostages who've been kept in unbelievable conditions for the last 2 years. Remarkably, we've seen photos of at least 6 photos of the 7 hostages who've been released. And of those hostages, all of them, we're told, are walking on their own. That is a good sign. That shows that they are healthy enough to walk on their own. So what we can say is that some of the scenes have been extremely emotional. When the twin brothers, Zvi and Gali Berman, hugged one another. There's a still photo in front of the IDF when they hugged, and they had been separated for 2 years. Both of them held hostage by Hamas, both of them released in this first wave of 7 who were released earlier today. You had moments where Omri Miran, who we have not seen an image of yet, but he was speaking by phone with his wife, Lishai, who has been tireless in bringing his story to the world, and his young 3-year-old daughter who barely remembers her father. He's been gone for 2 years. He was on the phone with his wife, Lishai, and that was an emotional moment. We have other photos of Alon Opel, who we've told you about. He's the piano player. A piano is waiting for him at Raim base, and also likely at the hospital, because music is his form of therapy, and his parents have made the piano a symbol of his captivity for the last 2 years. So behind, not far from where I'm standing right now, is what is called Freed Square. It was Hostages Square earlier today, but now the name has been changed, and President Trump and Air Force One flew over Freed Square. We saw Air Force One as it went up the coastline here in Tel Aviv. It flew over that message on the beach that said, "Thank you, Trump." He's now in the Knesset. We have a message that he wrote to the people of Israel in the guest book there in the Knesset. It said, "This is my great honor, a great and beautiful day, a new beginning." So we are waiting now for President Trump to speak to the Knesset. I'll throw it back to you, John.
All right, Jennifer Griffin. Jennifer,
I just played that for you guys already.
Let us not forget the barbarity of the attacks that Hamas launched more than 2 years ago, October 7th of 2023, when they snuck across the Israeli border, killed Israeli military soldiers, butchered Israeli citizens, people who were simply trying to live their lives. And Hamas fighters came in, roasted babies alive in ovens, killed people with pitchforks, chopped the heads off of many of the men, raped many of the women, took these hostages and in some cases, sliced their Achilles tendons so that they couldn't run away. It is absolutely horrific, barbarous, just inhuman kinds of attacks that Hamas launched. Israel has responded and left much of Gaza flattened. But again, Israel says that they were simply trying to get to the Hamas fighters who hid themselves in civilian buildings, in hospitals, schools, and mosques. The fighting may be over now. At least President Trump says it is, and things are going to be changed in the Middle East. Our Steve Harrigan is in Jerusalem now. Let's get the latest from him. Steve.
John, President Trump about to address the Knesset here in Jerusalem. We don't know exactly what he's going to say, but he's given a few clues about what his speech might be about. On the way over, he said the war is over. And while signing the guest book in the Knesset, he wrote, "This is my great honor, a great and beautiful day, a new beginning." So it's clear for President Trump, this is a lot more than a hostage release. This is about a clean slate, a new start, a real chance at peace. Right now, the first phase of that peace is in effect and does seem to be working. There is a ceasefire that is effective. There are the return of thousands of Palestinians to their homes. Aid is beginning to flow in. We've seen Israeli forces pull back as well. As far as the hostage situation goes, those hostages, some of them still on the move. They go from Hamas to the Red Cross to Israeli forces and then by helicopter to hospitals in Tel Aviv. 7 of them are already doing that, and we've seen 7 of them appear to be walking under their own power. So certainly a very good sign. The 13 others still to be released are under the control of the Red Cross right now. They're heading towards that Israeli military base. They'll be taken by helicopter to 3 hospitals here around Tel Aviv that have been prepped for their arrival. John, back to you.
All right, it is amazing, Steve. Steve Harrigan reporting from Jerusalem. Thank you. The buses, the vans appear to be arriving there at the Reim base in Israel, where the helicopters are waiting to fly those former hostages to their families and to medical care. Many of them appear to be in better shape than what we saw in January when Hamas released hostages who were gaunt, emaciated, obviously had been mistreated. Certainly these hostages have been mistreated as well, but they appear to be in a bit better shape. Hard to know why that is, but perhaps we will learn that in their stories. According to information provided by the Red Cross, the 13 hostages have been transferred into Red Cross custody. They are on their way to IDF and ISA forces in Gaza. You can see that tent. We saw soldiers carrying that tent a short time ago. They have placed that tent where apparently the vans are going to disgorge their passengers. They will go directly into the tents, so it'll be out of view of the cameras. We might find that unfortunate, but certainly the hostages and their families would like to have as much privacy at this moment as possible. So that's what's going to be taking place there. The hostages will emerge, the former hostages will emerge from the vans, go into those tents, and then be loaded aboard the helicopters that you see waiting there. We are also waiting for President Trump to address the Israeli Knesset. 4th president to do so. He will be bestowed the Medal of Honor in Israel. We will be back live with our continuing coverage after this break.
I'm Steve Ducey. I'm Brian Kilmeade.
Yeah, I showed that to you guys. So it's a big deal. So Donald Trump didn't get the Nobel Peace Prize in the United States. No surprise. But in the Middle East, they definitely appreciate his efforts. Okay, something that I'm looking for, you guys. I kind of want to see. Here it is. Everything that's used for educational for use purposes only.
Watch here, Hostage Square live there over in Tel Aviv, Israel. But we do want to bring breaking news on this very historic day when it comes to the war between Israel and Hamas. Now we are hearing from the Israel Defense Forces.
Talking about slaves.
All 20 living hostages have been released by Hamas. We're taking a look here at some social media posts. The first one from the IDF posted to X saying, according to information provided by the Red Cross, 13 hostages have been transferred into their custody and are on their way to IDF and ISA forces in Gaza. We do have another post because this is the latter 13 hostages, but earlier on this Monday, we did get word that 7 hostages were also released. You have here on your screen the photos there saying this: after 738 days in captivity in Gaza, Matan, Gali, Ziv, Alon, Eitan, Omri, and Guy are coming home. It was just moments ago where we showcased live to you the images of those Red Cross vehicles ushering what we believed and what may have been those hostages. I want to bring up some of those images here on your screen once again. Again, we showcased them to you live when it was happening just a few minutes ago here, but you can see here the images that we have over at a military base, which those hostages were going to be transferred over to IDF forces. But these were the Red Cross vehicles that we see there on your screen. You can also see several militants there as well, and there was a crowd of people surrounding all of those vehicles, and you can see them as the camera does continue to pan out. This comes as President Trump is set to address the Knesset, that being the first by a U.S. president since Bush, who was a fellow Republican, and he had spoken to Israeli lawmakers during his visit back in 2008. But we are following all of these developments here in real time as all of those 20 living hostages have been released by Hamas. And there on your screen, the images that we had of those Red Cross vehicles just moments ago. Taking you out to this and other social media posts that we have here from Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, who is in Jerusalem accompanying President Trump. He has this, including the photos of those 7 hostages that were released earlier on this Monday, saying, "Welcome back home." And taking us out to the images that we have in Tel Aviv and Hostage Square, as you can see several people continuing there to cheer, to chant, and to celebrate this moment in a war that has lasted more than 2 years now in Gaza.
That's crazy. It's a big deal. Let me find you guys.
All right, welcome back in Alive Now. I'm Austin Westfall. Earlier in the day, some of you may have been asleep.
All right, you guys. God bless America, Israel, and President Trump, who just got the Medal of Honor, the Nobel Peace Prize over in Israel. I think that's a really big deal, you guys. Thank y'all for hanging out with me. I'm going to learn how to do, I don't know how to drop a link on a vertical. Nevertheless, it's a really big deal. Thank you guys for hanging out with me, and I will see you guys next time. Okay. Oh, trying to go. Let me read some of y'all comments. Welcome home. And prayers for all lost children. That's right. Y'all got scriptures. He did not get. He was nominated, Alan. Thank you for the correction. He was nominated. All right. I love you guys. Take care. Bye-bye.